The year is 51 BCE. The sands of Egypt swirled with uncertainty. Pharaoh Ptolemy XII, Cleopatra's father, had breathed his last. His death left a power vacuum, a gaping maw that threatened to swallow the kingdom whole. Egypt, once a beacon of stability, teetered on the precipice of chaos. The Nile, the lifeblood of the nation, seemed to flow with dread. Ptolemy XII, a man of questionable judgment, had bequeathed his kingdom to his two eldest children, Cleopatra and Ptolemy XIII. He stipulated they rule together, sharing the throne as husband and wife. This was no romantic gesture. It was a calculated move to maintain the dynasty's grip on power. However, the seeds of discord were sown. The court, a viper's nest of ambition and intrigue, buzzed with anticipation. Cleopatra, though young, possessed a sharp intellect and an even sharper ambition. She understood the precariousness of her position. Her brother, a mere boy king, was a puppet dancing on the strings of ambitious advisors. These men, hungry for power, saw Cleopatra as an obstacle, a threat to their own ambitions. The young queen was surrounded by enemies, both within the palace walls and beyond. The situation was dire, but Cleopatra was no ordinary ruler. She was a descendant of the Ptolemies, a lineage that stretched back to Alexander the Great. She carried the weight of her ancestors on her shoulders, their legacy a constant reminder of her own potential. Cleopatra knew she had to act swiftly and decisively if she were to survive the treacherous currents of Ptolemaic politics. The fate of Egypt hung in the balance. Cleopatra, barely 18, found herself in a viper's nest. Her brother, Ptolemy XIII, was but a boy, easily manipulated by the ambitious courtiers circling like vultures. The young queen's authority was constantly challenged. Her edicts were ignored. Her advisors, hand-picked by her enemies, whispered poison into the boy king's ear. The palace, once a symbol of her lineage's grandeur, became her gilded cage. Every shadow seemed to hold a potential assassin. Every smile, a veiled threat. The weight of her lineage, once a comfort, now felt like a curse. The ghost of her father's misrule loomed large, a constant reminder of the fragility of power. Cleopatra, however, was a woman of immense resourcefulness and cunning. She understood that to survive, she needed to consolidate her power. But how could she, a young woman in a patriarchal society, hope to outmaneuver the seasoned wolves at court? The answer, she realized, lay beyond the shifting sands of Egypt. It lay in the heart of a rising empire, Rome. Section 4, Caesar and Cleopatra. Section 5, Queen of the Nile.